Hello and welcome to your Macon-Bibb Beat, your one-stop shop for all your Macon-Bibb County news. I'm Frank Malloy. Each week we take you through what's happening in your neighborhood, from North Macon to South Bibb and of course everywhere in between. We begin with continuing coverage on a possible investigation into conditions inside the Bibb County Jail. Georgia's U.S. Senators John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock requested a federal investigation into the jail. They said longtime health and safety problems at the jail possibly violate inmates' civil rights. Maggie Fitzgerald talked with a former Bibb inmate who explains what the conditions inside look like as the jail battles ongoing overcrowding.
After violent incidents and calls for improving the jail, the message remains the same from those inside.
Something needs to be done. Like, they need to open their eyes and realize that what is going on is not okay.
Just days ago, Katrina Howell was incarcerated inside the Bibb County Jail. She violated her probation, which led to a 3-month stay inside with, quote, inhumane conditions she and 93 other women experienced while living in K Block.
Their loved ones that are locked up here, they're not allowed to call, they're on lockback, and they're not getting fed, they're not getting water, and the inmates are having to clean up after them.
And with calls for federal involvement, Howell says her top concerns include better access to medical care, tackling the bug infestation, and cleaning the cells.
It's ridiculous. There's bugs in there that are the size of, oh my God, rocks. These rocks here, they're huge, they're humongous bugs, and they're not doing nothing.
It also comes as the county works through a 6-point plan aimed at relieving overcrowding and speeding up court processes.
They have people in there fighting, and it's like they don't even care. One girl had to walk in her own feces for the whole time I was there, and they finally had a machine come in there and clean it out. It's bad.
Women sleeping on floors and tables, plumbing issues, and calls for help going unanswered. It's conditions Macon NAACP President Gwinnett Westbrook says she's seen herself and will continue to note during monthly walkthroughs of the jail. That's an agreement she and Sheriff Davis made back in May to monitor conditions.
Every inmate needs to be in a cell. They shouldn't be in a cot sleeping on the floor. I'm still seeing some of that. So we're just so glad that they have, come on board because this is so very serious.
And tonight, it remains unclear how long it will take for the Department of Justice to consider or respond to the senator's request for investigation. In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMEZ News.
The Justice Department launched an investigation into the Fulton County Jail in 2023. That investigation found the sheriff's office violated the rights of the inmates housed at the Fulton Jail. New this week, a Bibb County inmate who once faced a life sentence for killing a Bibb County deputy will serve just under a decade behind bars. Albert Booz was sentenced to 25 years with 13 to serve in prison for the deadly stabbing of Deputy Christopher Knight in 2021. Booz pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and battery and will get credit for the 4 years he has already served. In court, prosecutors revealed new details about the moments that led up to Knight's death inside the Bibb County Jail. Maggie Fitzgerald sat down with Christopher Knight's mom about some of their last conversations before his death.
Him and everybody who was involved made a choice, and that choice killed my son.
A choice that changed Cheryl Knight's life forever. On April 6, 2021, her best friend, her son, Bibb County Deputy Christopher Knight, fatally stabbed in the neck by then 22-year-old inmate Albert Booz. Now 4 years later, Booz pleaded guilty on Monday to a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter for what would typically be a life sentence due to, quote, institutional failures prosecutors say led to Knight's death.
Chris was very concerned about the conditions of that jail. And he told me stuff like that, like, Mom, to say you can look up and they'll be outside the cell.
She was there as Assistant District Attorney Tony Mays revealed on April 6th, Booz was taken to an area away from security cameras called the Lieutenant's Office after threatening suicide. That's where deputies took inmates for physical punishment. Then a fight broke out between Booz and several deputies, including Knight.
He was taught to be respectful and obey your superiors, and that's what he was doing. I wish he had the discernment to know what they're telling me is right or what they're telling me is wrong, and I can't do that.
Prosecutors say Knight hit Booz multiple times. Then Booz gained access to Knight's taser and his unauthorized knife, which he then used to kill the deputy. Behind the badge, Christopher shared his concerns with his mother about unsafe conditions and concerning practices that contributed to his death. Cheryl warned him not to take part in it.
He had a good heart, and he just made a bad decision. He was the best thing that happened to me. He was the best son, and he was the best thing that happened to me. So I'll never forget him.
It was Maggie Fitzgerald reporting. The DA's office says Albert Booz had a legal right to defend himself, but they say his response went beyond what the law allows for self-defense behind bars. Some witnesses claimed Deputy Knight was one of the aggressors, but conflicting testimony made a murder conviction difficult for prosecutors. After Deputy Knight's death, Booz was moved to Monroe County, where he later pleaded guilty to assaulting officers in a separate case. The Bibb Sheriff's Office has been using part-time workers since 2022 in an effort to help ease staffing shortages. As of April, the Sheriff's Office reports they had nearly 300 part-time corrections and law enforcement officers. Olivia Dunn sat down with 2 part-time deputies to talk about their experiences and also talked with a Sheriff's Office leader who says these part-timers are making a full-time impact.
I love this job.
Mark Henderson's career in law enforcement started when he was 17. Now at 65, he's retired, but says he'll still serve and protect. Henderson is a part-time deputy with the Bibb Sheriff's Office in its Criminal Investigation Division. He says his fellow part-time deputies are addressing staffing challenges that the Bibb Sheriff's Office has faced for years.
I think the general consensus among my counterparts are that we're trying to take the load off the full-time staff. We're trying to fill the vacancies.
I really enjoy it.
Dana Kramer is another part-time deputy and a full-time patrol officer with Middle Georgia State University. She works with Bibb County's telephone response unit, taking 911 calls and reports over the phone.
I mean, I pump out a lot of reports every day, so I feel like I'm actually helping the overload of the deputies out there on the road.
Major Jason Batchelor, head of the Criminal Investigation Division, says part-timers like Henderson and Kramer make a world of difference.
If you take away those 6 that are assigned, 6 part-timers that are assigned to property crimes, I don't know that we could keep our head above water.
Part-time workers with a full-time impact. In Bibb County, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
As of April, the Bibb Sheriff's Office said they had 423 full-time workers in their department. Taking a closer look at hiring practices with the Bibb Sheriff's Office, in 2024, part-time hires were paid $19.56 an hour. In an effort to bring in more part-timers, Sheriff David Davis asked commissioners to vote on a pay raise for non-certified deputy positions. That raise was approved in April. Commissioners also approved a pay boost for full-time deputies starting out.
Mayor and commission voted to raise that salary. Now it's $45,700 and some change, $45,700, almost $46,000 a year, which puts us in line competitive with other agencies for just walking in the door.
The sheriff also said new hires have a chance to get immediate training so they can go on patrol. That was not available before 2025. A Macon teen on the run for over a week is in jail. U.S. Marshals arrested Nicholas Floyd at a home on Summerhill Drive. The sheriff's office said Floyd shot a 52-year-old woman and set her home on fire. They also said he took a 12-year-old child to a home on Summerhill Drive and then barricaded himself inside. Floyd's aunt challenged that narrative, saying he suffered a mental health crisis and did not hurt anyone. Floyd's being held without bond. He faces aggravated assault, kidnapping, and false imprisonment charges. A man is in jail after investigators say he chased another man with a knife in downtown Macon. This surveillance video shows where and how it happened. A chief investigator's quick action de-escalated the attack, but the incident is causing a stir among neighbors. Maggie Fitzgerald spoke with people who watched it happen and share why some are calling for more security downtown.
The attack happened here on the corner of 3rd and Cherry right behind me, and while some neighbors say it was an isolated incident between the two men, others tell me they want more patrols on the street.
We were actually coming through this intersection right here, and one of my coworkers in my car said, "Hey, I think that man over there is chasing that man with a knife."
It was an unexpected scene in downtown Macon Monday afternoon. Mike Kennery and his co-workers were driving back from lunch when they saw 58-year-old Anthony Perkins, seen here, darting toward another man with a knife in hand.
So over the years, I mean, you do so much training, you train for different scenarios. In these type of situations, you never know how the person's going to react.
In a moment, Kennery jumped into action, disarming Perkins and cuffing him before a 911 call was made. He just so happens to be the chief investigator at the Bibb County Solicitor's Office and a former Bibb County lieutenant, a quick act of service from a man who happened to have a decades-long career in law enforcement.
You definitely want to always be aware of your surroundings, or you could yourself become a victim.
But the assault rocking neighbors at Dempsey Apartments. Derek Coley knows Perkins personally.
There's no problem here. There was an incident with two people, and they made a mistake and bumped the old man that was sitting there.
But the verbal altercation turned assault left neighbors like this man, who wanted to remain anonymous, shaken.
I want more police patrol where you can live life without chaos, without violence.
Perkins has been charged with battery and aggravated assault. He's being held in the Bibb County Jail without bond. In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13, WMEZ News.
The sheriff's office said one man suffered minor injuries and was treated on the scene. About 8,500 families statewide are heading back to school as Georgia Promise Scholarship recipients. The private school vouchers give eligible families up to $6,500 for the year toward private school tuition or homeschooling materials. Georgia Promise says more than 850 families from Bibb County applied, the third highest number of applications of any county in the state. A little less than 600 families actually received the funding. Naomi Washington shares how a new portal is helping these families prepare for back to school.
See, Michelle has boxes of new school supplies and STEM kits all over her living room, all paid for through Georgia Promise scholarship funds.
I started ordering school supplies, some STEM toys and things for the boys, some learning assisting tools and things like that, so that we can really start to hone in on getting those little minds working here.
The marketplace works like an online store exclusively for approved Georgia Promise families.
The amusement was in finding out that not only was way more than I expected covered, but that there's a wide array of things that maybe we hadn't even thought about.
Buzz Brockway with the Georgia Center for Opportunity says homeschooling became more popular after the pandemic. Studies show African American families leading the way in that surge.
It's kind of the ultimate in flexibility for education options, and it allows parents to really take charge and direct their child's education the way they want it.
Brockway says with Marketplace, families aren't left wondering what the money can go toward.
It allows parents to know exactly what they can purchase, what complies with the law, what are deemed to be education expenses.
With 3 more deposits still coming this school year, Michelle says signing up for Georgia Promise was the right move for her family.
I think this is one of the best things that I've done. I had no idea what Promise was when we applied. I just knew that I had homeschool kids and I wanted, help with funding for the next year. It was going to be done regardless, but who doesn't want help, right?
Naomi Washington reporting. Now, the Georgia Promise Marketplace is only open to families who have been granted Georgia Promise funds. The program says they're sending the up to $6,500 scholarship in 4 deposits. Families received the first one in July. They should expect the next one in October, then January and April of next year. Just shy of 150 families are Georgia Promise recipients from Houston County. The next application periods to apply for Georgia Promise are in September and December. If you are accepted after one of those points, your scholarship will be for the spring or the 2026-27 school year. And a big congratulations to Bibb County's new Teacher of the Year. Stuart Hardy of W.S. Hutchings College and Career Academy is the upcoming school year's winner. He's the executive chef instructor at the academy. He has helped create a cafe, a meal kit program, a food truck, and a student-run catering service. And we congratulate Mr. Hardy on a job well done. Looking for a fresh way to start your day? Now you can go to Macon's new Flying Biscuit Cafe downtown. The popular brunch spot is at 2nd and Mulberry. It serves Southern specials like chicken and waffles for breakfast and lunch. Co-owners Jason and Ariel Estevez told us they're excited to serve folks in downtown Macon and become a part of the Central Georgia community.
Macon is a thriving town. We love being in downtown and we love having an opportunity for families to come and enjoy great food.
And really, it's the people. The people of Macon are amazing, have been amazing. We've heard from them that they've been waiting for this restaurant for a long time, so we are so glad to finally have it open.
Flying Biscuit is open 7 to 2 Monday through Friday, and 7 to 4 on the weekends. You can check it out on Mulberry Street in the site of the former Michaels on Mulberry. And ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And now Central Georgians have another place that serves up the sweet treat. Schuster's Candy and Creamery on Poplar is open for business. Jonathan and Tennille Schuster are the proud owners. Jonathan's grandparents actually owned a sweet shop in New Jersey, and that planted a seed. They offer up milkshakes, ice cream, and candy. 26th annual Bragg Jam concert had folks rocking over the weekend. It featured more than 30 performances downtown, and it helps boost business during one of the slower months of the year. Marissa Rogers with Visit Macon says it's an important event that keeps money and visitors in town.
Especially with visitors that are driving through town, passing through town, now we're giving them a reason to get off the interstate to do something here for a night or two. And that brings money back into our community during some of the roughest months.
Christian Gibson says concert goers often fuel up at the Brick before heading to the concerts downtown. He says the staff obviously looks forward to Bragg Jam and the tips they can get.
We have servers who are completely tip-based employees, so to have that big boost in a day, people are definitely fighting for that spot on the schedule. They want that good money coming in.
Bragg Jam started as a tribute concert in 1999 to honor the late Macon musicians, brothers Braxton Tate Bragg. Ellie Milliken takes us along for the event's 26th year.
No matter where you go, there's different music, there's different venues.
This is a legendary place and so iconic, and to be here, singing the songs that I've wrote to be in this place. And because if you're from Macon or Dublin, you've heard of the Allman Brothers, and this is legendary. So this is a true honor to be here and represent Dublin, being here in Macon.
Bragg Jam, we just shut it down with Blueprint Band out here in Macon, Georgia, on Poplar Street, downtown Macon, where the music resides.
Yeah, the ones. There's nothing quite like being back here. And some of my favorite times ever, musically or otherwise, were right here in this town. So getting an opportunity to come back for Bragg Jam, which was also one of my favorite events, to look forward to all year.
So much pain.
Definitely the music. This is a great reason to get out to downtown Macon and check out the scene. Really excited to be a part of it.
Everything. Just love it all. You get a little bit of it all. It's like a buffet.
It's an experience that you absolutely cannot beat. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You can't go wrong. It's cool music, cool venues, something different everywhere you stop.
And the 26th edition, obviously a huge hit. Now, over the last 5 years, downtown Macon has become a go-to spot for events like Bragg Jam and also to eat, shop, and enjoy, thanks to a revitalization push. Several projects have started to transform the area. The city imploded the old Ramada back in January. They're now seeking developers for a new hotel and convention center. Back in February, Mercer announced a $75 million medical school downtown along Riverside Drive. And Rosa Parks Square is getting a $2.5 million upgrade. A lot of the credit goes to Newtown Macon. They launched a 5-year plan in 2022 to revamp downtown. Olivia Dunn talked with Newtown's president and a business owner who both say downtown is definitely thriving.
Walking through downtown Macon, you don't find many big-name businesses. That's exactly what James Fritz, president and CEO of Newtown Macon, wants to see.
So what makes Macon special is the fact that, most all of our downtown businesses are owned and operated by local Maconites, and so it's really exciting.
Newtown Macon is a nonprofit aiming to revitalize downtown through investment and education. In 2022, they launched a 5-year plan to build on that mission. One of their biggest goals, Fritz says, is bringing small businesses downtown to keep money and jobs in Macon.
To uplift all of Maconites, we need to focus on the local, and that's the people that live here and the people that work here.
And so far, he says it's working. Fritz says they've created nearly 400 jobs since 2022 and raised $20 million in loan capital to invest in real estate developers and businesses. Businesses like Churchill's on Cherry, a cigar lounge owned by Nicholas Riggins and his father.
It started out as a pipe train,
So I started out with Newtown. Newtown helped us, I guess, realize it and maybe bring it to fruition.
Friggin says he took part in Newtown's Entrepreneurs Academy 4 years ago, and they helped him build a business plan to get Churchill's off the ground. He says opening any business is difficult, and Newtown was there to ease that burden on him and his family.
It's not an easy task in general, so imagine trying to work for yourself. It's even harder. And so they make that process just a little bit easier. It's still not easy, because if it was easy, everybody could do it, but they make it manageable.
Friggin says he's not sure what the future holds for Churchill's on Cherry, but he knows Newtown will be a part of it. In Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, Riggin says he hopes to expand on his building's downstairs area, and that way he can offer more food options. Families building a new life have a new home at the Rescue Mission of Middle Georgia. It's for women graduating from the recovery program and their children. Rescue Mission CEO Pat Chastain says for 5 years, the Rescue Mission dreamed about housing for the graduates and their families. The new center has a kitchen, washers and dryers, bathrooms, and 32 beds. Christina Porter moved to the mission in May of 2024 and recently graduated from the program. Now she says her 2 children get to live with her in a safe, Christian-based home. Porter says it's a gift to have her children with her after she struggled with addiction for years.
We're still in that community, so I feel like it's just going to make our bond stronger, and we can help one another when we need it, and just it's community living, you know. We go to church together, all of us, even the graduates.
The Rescue Mission provides meals, shelter, counseling, addiction, recovery life skills, and spiritual care, all at no cost. Bowden Golf Course honored the late golf pro Jim Hickman. The course unveiled a plaque at their pavilion, officially dedicating it to Hickman. Jim Hickman managed Bowden Golf Course for many years. In addition to making Macon a golfing destination, he also served as the golf coach at Mercer. He stayed involved at Bowden and in the golfing community long after his retirement. He passed away in 2022. His son Drew talked about the new pavilion and plaque, saying how proud he is of his father's lasting legacy.
A remarkable man whose impact on the game of golf in our community will never be forgotten. As I stand here before you, I'm filled with pride and gratitude for the life that he lived and the legacy that he left behind for us.
And in 2023, Bowden dedicated the road in front of the course to Jim Hickman to acknowledge his impact on the local golfing community. 5 Macon teens reached a rare milestone, earning the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest honor in scouting. At the ceremony, each scout received a medal, then lit candles symbolizing the core values of Eagle Scouts: honor, loyalty, courage, responsibility, and service.
Whatever my kids are involved in, I'm right up there along with them through the journey, through the cold nights, sleeping in tents and stuff like that. I was right along with them. So as a mom, I'm blessed to see this moment and was able to be here to pin his awards on him. So.
Now, Scouting America says only about 4% of scouts have earned the Eagle rank since it was created way back in 1911. That is the final note in this week's edition of the Macon-Bibb Beat. If you have a Macon-Bibb County story you want us to share, email us at news@13wmaz.com, and make sure you come back every Wednesday to get all of the news and stories that matter to you. Thanks for watching the Macon-Bibb Beat.